Hi guys, it's your girl Melanie from the Zumba Wear team, and today I'm very excited because I'm going to show you guys how to create some awesome creations with our brand new tie-dye kit. So this kit has everything you need to create a bunch of fun tie-dye projects. Let me show you guys what's inside. So when you open the kit, it has everything you need to tie-dye. It has the dye, it has extra bottles, finishing spray, gloves, rubber bands, measuring spoon, and our cute little guide that shows you how to create some fun projects and all the steps to create your garments. So first, let's prep ourselves in the area. I recommend maybe getting a tablecloth to cover your work area. It could get a little bit messy, and maybe do it in the kitchen or in the yard. Also, you're gonna wanna put some gloves to protect your hands from the dye. These are the gloves that come with the kit. I prefer to use some tighter gloves because I have really long nails and I can rip these gloves. So like magic, boom, these appear. So I use these like tighter fitting gloves, and I like to use two. So then once you put the gloves on, we're gonna start preparing the bottles with the dye. So this actually includes enough dye to fill these bottles like 2 or 3 times. You can even mix colors. For now, I'm gonna show you guys how to just make the dye colors that come in the kit. So first, you're gonna get the empty bottles. You're going to unscrew the tops. This does come with a funnel and a little spoon so you can measure it out. I'm just gonna eyeball it. You can just open the little top here. It screws off. You just screw it to open, and then you can just put some of the powder inside. If you want the color to be really saturated, I would say you could use about half of the dye that comes in the bottle, and you just put a little bit of powder like that. This is kind of something that you're gonna like trial and error to get the saturation of the color, but I think that's pretty good. So you're gonna fill water to the top of the bottle, and right here I'm gonna put some just cold water from the sink. And then you're gonna screw the top back on, shake it up just so that the powder dissolves well in the water. Yellow's done. So then the rest of the powder you can just put to the side and use it when you want to make another bottle of dye. All right, so now we have our 3 dyes ready to go. We have the red, yellow, and the blue. And the way I like to test the colors is I get a piece of paper towel and then spray some of the dye on it so we can see how it's looking. So let's do that. Piece of paper towel, and I'll put it on the tray. And then you can just do like a little squirt just for like a little color check. So as you can see here, it's a very saturated red because I used a lot of the powder. Let's check the blue. The blue also very saturated. So this dye is very saturated dye. So like I said, if you want to do it lighter colors, or if you want to do it more pastel, just use less powder. So this is what we got going on. The colors are nice and bright, so let's get into it. So then the next step is getting the garment ready. So in this collection, we have a bunch of garments that are plain white with black print, ready for you to tie-dye. We have a shirt, sweats, socks. You can also use garments that you guys already have. Pretty much as long as it's white, it'll take the dye really well. So first, we're gonna get the first garment, and we're gonna use our t-shirt. So this is a unisex tee. They come in combined sizing. They already have all these fun graphics. First step we're gonna do is wet the garment. You need to thoroughly wet the garment before you start dyeing it. So I'm gonna just wet this in the sink. So we're gonna move the tray to the side for now, but keep it to the side because we are gonna use it when we're gonna start dyeing. So we're gonna lay the garment flat on the table. And then if you've tie-dyed before, you might have some ideas on how to tie it, but the tying part is really what helps give you the design. So in our kit, we bring 4 ideas for tie-dyeing. We have the strips, the bullseye, the tie-dye swirl, and the tie-dye crumble. I'm gonna attempt the tie-dye swirl for you guys. So this one, it's really fun. It's the one that gives like that big circular tie-dye design in the middle of the garment. So let's try that. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna pinch the center of the shirt, and you're gonna turn it in a clockwise motion, and you're just gonna keep turning it until the whole shirt becomes kind of like a pinwheel. So you're gonna keep turning it, keep turning it. You're just gonna tuck the sleeves and the excess around, and it's gonna make a tight little ball like that. Then next you're gonna get the rubber bands that come with the kit, and you're gonna tie the rubber bands around the garment. I'm tying them in a motion where I'm still keeping them all crossing in the center, and that's gonna make sure that it gives like a cool design when we open the shirt. So this is how it's gonna look before you start applying the dye. The garment is nice and wet, all the rubber bands are on nice and tight, and now we're ready to put some color on it. So we're gonna bring back the tray that's included with the kit, put your garment in the center, and now it's time to just get creative and have fun. You can use one color, you can do two colors, a mix of all three. It's really up to you and what you want to create. I'm gonna use red and the yellow for this project. I like to keep the colors kind of in the similar palette just so it doesn't look too crazy. Sometimes if you mix too many colors, it can create some browns or some like shades that maybe are not what you expected. So start off slow, work your way up. And like I said, there's no right or wrong way, so you can just start in the middle, you can start doing like lines. After you're done applying dye to your garment, the next thing to do is to set the dye and then wash and dry. So first what you're gonna do is you're gonna grab the finishing spray, you're gonna shake it up really good, and you're gonna spray the garment. One thing is that you need to let it sit for about 30 minutes after you finish applying the dye, so you can just leave it right here in the tray, let it chill for 30 minutes, come back, and you're gonna fully saturate it with the finishing spray. This just ensures that the dye gets nice and saturated and that the fibers absorb all the colors. So you're just gonna make sure you wet the whole thing, all the sides, front and back. Then we need to apply heat to the garment to make sure that the colors set. This part is very important to ensure the colors are nice and bright and saturated in your garment. If you live somewhere sunny, like we live in Miami, you can put it outside for a few hours, take a little tan break, and then move on to the next step. Today it's raining, so we're gonna use another method, which is a blow dryer. So you just grab your blow dryer and you're gonna blow dry it for about 5 minutes on each side. Make sure it's on high heat and you get pretty close to it. Not too close to heat burn it or melt the rubber bands, but close enough where you can heat it up. Okay, once you're done heating it up for about 10 minutes, you can put the blow dryer to the side, and now it's time to rinse our creation. So you're gonna take your garment into the sink and you're gonna rinse it until the water runs clear. Okay, now you can bring it back to the table and we're gonna remove the rubber bands from the garment to reveal our creation. This is the exciting part. So this is the final look. Pretty cool. I did leave some white spots, so I didn't let the dye permeate too long, but I think it came out pretty cool. What do you guys think? So yeah, that's pretty much all the steps. Then next is to throw this in the washing machine with cold water, mild detergent, and wash and dry like normal. And then you're ready to wear. Make sure you tag us in all your projects with Zumba wear. We have a hashtag tie-dye-ZW, and remember you can find the kit, all these garments, and more fun things to tie-dye on ZumbaWear.com.